Yeah, we're back again. We're patch hunting. We're working our way along this ridge line all the way from camp. About probably 1.5 kilometres from camp now. Fairly featureless ground, just ironstone blow coming down off the ridge. This ridge shed at ironstone. Got a signal here. If I had to put money on it, I'd say it's an old staple. These staples, they were attached to the old lease pegs back in the day, and over the years they fall out and end up in the creeks, get washed around the place. They give a real wobbly sound, but as we know, a wobbly sound can also be a piece of gold. See what you think. I've kicked one rock out of the way, that's that red mark. So it's 50-50 at this point, but again, got to be in it to win it. Okay, well this is looking up a little bit. I've done a very heavy boot scrape now. The signal's still there, it's getting louder. But normally a staple would be gone now. They generally sit right near the surface. Often you can just see them sitting there. Here's the signal improvement. Now that actually still sounds a little bit deeper, which is good. It's improving, but still very wobbly. So I'd say we've improved from 50-50 to about 65% gold now. Okay, got stuck into it with the pick, down about 80 mils. Unfortunately the target's gone. I was hoping that was going to be a real nice deep one like yesterday. So there still is a chance it's a bit of floating junk or staple, but here's the hole, now quiet. Just the front of this wash here. Still sounds a lot like those staples do, but sort it out now with a shovel. Well, Eureka, it's a tiny bit of flat gold. I've got it sitting in my shovel. And the reason it was that wobbly sound is it's quite a spiky piece of gold. It's got some spiky little edges on it. It's a signal bouncing off all those different little edges and toes coming off it. Anyway, it's another piece of gold. So I'll slow down now. It's very windy today. We've got some bad weather on the southern western side of Western Australia coming through, so increasing winds and maybe a bit of rain later. So I'll make hay while the sun shines. Thanks for watching. Well, back so soon. There's my dig hole right there. I said we were patch hunting. I've literally walked 4 meters just down the hill a little bit. Got another nice signal, actually sounds a bit better this one, have a listen. Now I would put probably everything I got on this being gold. One, there's hardly too much junk around here. We are quite remote. Two, it's got that faint little wobble sound again. And three, it's about 4 meters away from another bit of gold I just found, so things are looking very good here. Hang with me. Okay, I've just done a heavy boot scrape. Unfortunately the signal has moved. There's where it was. there's where it is. The Eureka, saved my money, piece of gold number 2. Very similar size. Could be at 0.7 of a gram maybe. But that's 2 pieces in about 4 meters, so this could be what I'm hoping. There's a patch of gold running straight down this hill. Okay, well I'm not joking, I literally walked the exact same distance down, another 4 meters. So you can see my previous 2 digs, 1, 2, just poke the coil in under this little tree and bush here. Have a listen to this. Be nugget number 3 and the start of a new patch. Well, Eureka, nugget number 3. It's only a small one, but it is gold. Okay, well this is getting better. I have not even taken a step. I'm still standing at this tree. Hooked my detector up, had a swing just here. That was the last target. I've just swung around here. That would be nugget number 4. We could be in for some fun here. This could be weeks of detecting, weeks of work, but very good work. There it is, just a small little chunky one, probably 0.3, 0.4, but they're all going to add up real quick. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. All in the space of about 10 to 15 meters. I haven't walked anywhere else around here yet. Loads of potential. Well, it gets even funnier. Would you believe I was standing on another target? So there's the tree, there's that second one. I just took a step away from where I was standing and had a detect, which was right here. That would be nugget number 5. Often when these patches come, they don't come very often, but when they come, they can come thick and fast. Literally like picking up a handful of rice that's been thrown down the field. I just dropped it. I'm going to have to find that one again. Oh, there it is. You beauty. That's, well, I've lost track, 5 or 6 now. So what I'll do is I'll walk back to the car, inform my 2 friends of the good news, and we'll probably have a bit of lunch. And we'll come back here. We may even think about moving camp here now. Our camp's about 1.5 kilometres, 2 k's away. Camp right on the gold and then start working it. Excellent. Okay, catch you later. Okay, I'll show you how exciting these patches can get. I'm back at the first hole that I showed you, that I dug. Obviously I haven't detected properly yet, but I just started to walk back up to it. Here's another signal right next to it. I haven't detected any of this yet. Let's just have a little listen, see what we can see. I know there's another one just down near where I just finished, because I heard it as well as I walked away. Just near this little bit of dead grass next to this rock. Have a listen here. Haven't dug it yet. So that's another piece of gold. So that's 2 in the ground I'm going to leave. And I'm going to walk back to see my mates now. You beauty. Okay, so working of the patch has begun. My friend's just there digging another nugget about 2 or 10 metres to the left hand side. I'm about 10 metres to the right, and I have another signal here. Here it is. Well, they're only small, but they're going to add up, and there could be hundreds of targets. There's another tiny piece of gold, so I'm not going to possibly be able to film all these because there's going to be tens and tens of targets. What I will do is flick the camera back on if we get anything of a bit more size. So yeah, if I hear a signal that's booming, I'll crank the camera back up. Other than that, I'm just going to start digging gold.
There he is.
What was it? 2 grammer? Biggest nugget for the patch. Well done. It's getting bigger, so the bigger stuff might be up the hill.
Smoothie.
Yep.
Have a look. Let's see,
Right, we're still working this run. The run is basically straight down here. Just finished lunch, just off the run here. This one sounds a bit better. My co-host here will give you a listen. Sounds like it's hanging a little bit on that low note, but let's see.
How much is it going to cost us?
Well, here it is. Like a little teardrop. Yeah, g'day all. Well, a quick update on the patch. I found it about 24 hours ago now, and we've worked it significantly. 3 people. We've probably got over 100 pieces of gold now. Nothing big. Everything's quite small. The biggest is probably 2 grams. We ended up getting just under an ounce yesterday off it, which is 31 grams. I think we got about 29, something like that. And we're pretty much probably going to get similar today. So all up, it's going to be about a 2 ounce patch, you know, which is about 3,500 Aussie dollars, I suppose, which is not bad for 2 days' work. It all started with that one little signal that I thought was a staple back over towards that tree in the middle of the screen there. Anyway, I thought I'd show you this one. It's just a very, very, very faint wobble. So typically what happens here, you pick up the louder noises first. Most of the larger nuggets are gone now, and we're just going slow and listening for the tiny little pieces. Have a listen to this one, you'll just hear a wobble. So I think that's just going to be a tiny little flake of gold. So I'll find it and I'll show you what they take some finding, these little ones, especially when it's windy and a bit noisy. Okay, so I've dug down. That was actually a fair bit deeper than most of these have been. That's we're getting down to 1/2 foot there. Have a listen to the hole now. Nothing. Now listen to this thing go. Still very wobbly signals, so they're just odd little flaky rough edged and odd shaped pieces of gold. One sec, I'll just sort through this with the shovel. Well, here we go. It's actually a fraction thicker than most of them have been, but odd shape. Here it is on my fingers. Let me just autofocus. There it is. Beautiful gold. I'll add it to the collection. Yeah, good morning. It's a very cold, cloudy, blustery winter's day here. My two friends are on the other side of this little hill here, and they're working our patch, and I'm wandering around the bush doing a bit more patch hunting. Just walked for about 2 k's, had a few bits of junk, nothing too much, but I do have a signal here. It's quite rough country. Donkey country, as we like to call it, but the signal is suspiciously wobbly again, and we know what that usually means. Either staple or some gold. It's quite faint as well, so have a listen. Now I'm actually only about probably 300 to 400 meters as the crow flies, but I'm on the other side of this rocky outcrop, or it's actually a bit of a mountain range that we're working along. And they're on the other side, so if this is gold, it could all be from the same initial source, just come down 2 different sides of the hill basically. There's another old sandalwood tree right in front of me. Amazing trees, beautiful smelling. Okay, hang with me. Well, that's surprising. It sounded a lot deeper, but I've only given it a tiny scrape away with the pick, and the signal came out straight away. It's way over here near the front of the pile. Still very wobbly. I'd say this is definitely going to be gold because a staple would be a lot louder than that. This is still quite mellow. Well, Eureka, it's a bit of gold. It's just a little chunky rounded piece. It's a little bit water worn, means it's moved some way. But it's nice. It's sort of a new spot. You know, a little bit different to where we have been working. So I'll slow down here a bit now and just see if he's got any brothers or sisters. Here's the country. Very rough. Have to be careful where you walk and how you walk, otherwise you'll roll your ankle. There's another sandalwood tree just to the right behind that first one. And then there's 2 more back in over there. Everywhere here. Little bit of sun poking through the cloud now, but it only lasts a moment. And it's back to these snow clouds, or what look like snow clouds. It's not actually snowing, it's about 10 degrees Celsius. Yeah, morning again. We're still working the extremities of this patch. The gold's getting smaller and smaller. We've gone sort of nearly an ounce the first day, nearly an ounce the second day, then a bit over half an ounce yesterday. We're trying to just get another half an ounce out of it today before we finish up. I like filming these very faint ones just to show you some of the tiny signals that we're listening for. So it's quite a windy day. You might struggle to hear this, but I've turned my threshold up, so if you picture a flat line, like when somebody turns their toes up in the hospital, you see the flat line on the machine. Well, think of that as the threshold that you can hear humming away. And then we've just got a tiny murmur, so you can picture a couple of little bumps in that flat line. So I think just about there, if I dig down, there'll be a tiny piece of gold. Just got that tiny little wobble to it. Anyway, let's have a look. Okay, now I've done my boot scrape. That wobble's definitely more pronounced now. Have a listen to this. Only just, but it's getting better. Oh, this is turning into an interesting one. So I've dug right down to the heavy green slate wash, which is almost a foot down now. Signal's still in that wash. We're finding a few of these like this. So normally the target would be out and it'd be sitting somewhere here and that'd be screaming, like you've seen many times. But the signal's still down in here. See if we can hear it. So a bit more digging to go. Okay, I just cleaned out the top of that wash, made the hole a bit bigger. Now the signal's out, so I'll give you a listen to the wash. Sorry, the green wash in the bottom of the hole. It's fairly stable now. Now when we listen to this wash that I've dug out, it's that trademark wobbly signal. Probably a nice little odd shaped piece of gold. I'm hoping about a gram would be nice, seeing it was down that deep. Well, there's the result. It's just a tiny little, chunky little round piece of gold. Probably maybe 0.4, 0.5 if we're lucky. So anyway, very happy with that detector finding that down there. It's 3/4 of a foot deep down on the hard slate wash. It was only a very faint signal, but still got it. Yeah, well, welcome back. I thought I'd just do a recap of this patch. I'm pretty much standing exactly where I was when I found the first signal. That was 4 days ago now. It was one of these ones here. It was pretty much about here anyway, so that would have been the signal that I thought was a staple. Turned out to be one piece of gold. Then I pretty much walked down this line, straight down through here. That's when I got signal after signal after signal. 4 days later, we've got 3 ounces off it now. And I just thought I'd take you for a quick walk through some of the patch just to show you how prolific a spread of gold can be. And this is what we do. We walk through the bush for days and days and days on end looking for patches like this. Usually we don't find them. We find a few stray single nuggets. It's all worth it when you come across a nice concentration of gold like this. Okay, so I'm walking us down the hill. Anywhere you see a light red bit of colour is where a piece of gold was dug out. There was almost zero junk on here, maybe about 2 or 3 pieces out of more than 100 targets. There's my detector there. The trusty Minelab 4500. Got the Evolution 17x13 nugget finder coil. It's been going really well. Okay, so this was the main run of gold right here. It ran directly down the hill. Look ahead, anywhere you see these red blotches, right down through these trees. Come over here. There's quite a large concentration of targets here too. Looks like a chook has been scratching through this. These are all gold targets. Over here to the left there was a few little bit bigger ones here. As I said before, the biggest was only about 2 grams, but many were around the 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 over here. Goes back up, a little wash. Again, there was a bit of a concentration of them back up in here. You can see just here there was, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces right in this little spot. All up in here under the tree. Back down through here. As we go up the hill this way further, they get less and less. Gradually just peter out to nothing. Got quite a few just in here too. Here's the top of the run now. There's my detector there. So back up through here they went, up the hill. That was the right hand side of the centre line I just walked you through. Now this is the left hand side. And again, quite a proliferation of targets down through here. A little bit more spread out on this side. Starting to thin out quite a bit here. Did hit another little pocket back over this way. I'll show you quickly. Quite difficult to walk on this stuff. Another one there. Yeah, we started to get a little pocket of them all just in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. A few more up the side of that hill there. A couple over there. And we've got a few down in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that pretty much concludes the extremities of the patch. So what you've just seen is 4 days worth of work by 3 people, culminating in a little bit over 3 ounces, which in Australian dollars is bit over 5,000 Australian dollars worth of gold. And I'll show you a picture as well. Alright, cheers. Well, thanks for walking through the patch with me. Hope we can bring you another one sometime soon. Back to my detector now and walk back to camp for beer o'clock. And we have some gold in the jar. Here it is, here's today's takings. Okay, welcome back. Well, I got a beauty for us. Done about a 5k walk before lunch this morning. Nothing. One signal, which I don't know. I think it's just a bit of lead. Came back to the camp. Sorry, came back to the car. We had lunch. My mate's feeling a bit sick, so he's just stayed in and around the car. I've gone for another 2 kilometres out and 2 kilometres back, and I'm just on my way back to the car. The ground's been pretty bad most of the way, so I'm just walking along in the days. There's a little road just through there. That's the road that we've been following. As I said, walking along in the days. Just got this huge signal look down. It's a beautiful little sunbaker, and it sounds really loud. I can see some of it. It's at least 2 or 3 grams from what I can see already. So I'll give you a listen and then I'll unearth it. I'll show you it first. That's it there in the middle of the screen. This is what it sounds like. So my coil is at least a foot above the ground there, and it's still picking it up. Now I'll put it down on the ground. Absolutely screaming. I'll just turn this detector off and we'll film unearthing it. 1 second. Okay, back again. Oh, here we go. I'm hoping, obviously, it's like an iceberg. I can just see the tip. But I'd say it's going to be about a 3 or 4 grammer. Here we go. Whoa, look at this. Oh, yes. Look at that. Chunk. That's why it was making such a big noise. Right on the surface. You beauty. That's got to be 8 or 9 grams, maybe 10, third of an ounce. So probably $500 nugget there. Unreal. Well, we'll be coming back here tomorrow. Okay, thanks for watching. Yeehaw. Eureka.